Hello and welcome to Start the Beat with Sykes. My name is Sykes and this is my podcast. Before we get started, I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank everyone who checked out the last episode. If you're one of those people, I hope you enjoyed the conversation and thanks so much for coming back. But for everyone out there who's new to the show, welcome. Feel free to make yourselves at home. And as always, there's beer, soda, water, coffee in the fridge. Cheers to everyone out there on the internet. You mentioned, we're shooting in all types of different conditions, weather, but also with a production like this, you're shooting in all kinds of locations. Sometimes, you get to use a space that may be private, and other times you're using a space that maybe is not so private. So you find yourself in costume, in public, with cameras. What is that experience like for the both of you, doing this like guerrilla style production at times where you kind of just got to get in there, get shit done. But people are going to be like, what the hell's going on?
Do you want to take this one first?
I have had to explain so many times. I've had women run up and be like, "Damn, girl, what you doing?" I've had men be like, "Oh shit, like what the fuck?" Like, it's so funny whenever it happens because the majority of people are going to be cool about it. But then you have your ones that are like, I want to do this. Yeah. How do I get into this?
Yeah.
And like, oh my God, it's so funny because like the majority of them, they'll be like, oh, okay, can I be in the shot now? Or like, they'll be like, hey. And they'll just like watch and record. Like I have found myself on Facebook too often, completely in costume. So it's either that or like they straight up just like look at you and are like, and they try to like speed walk as far away as they possibly can because they're like, Jesus Christ, the crazy people are here. Like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, but it's exactly like you said. Like, the majority of people are just like, oh man, that's cool. What are you guys doing and everything? And then you do have the people are like, well, I'm gonna do that too. Let me go. Can I be in it? Can I be in it? We're like, no, you can't. You just wrong shade of lipstick and or whatever, and yeah, it's been so much fun because we are a lot of it is that guerrilla style, which is it sometimes is a pressure cooker, but other times it's just like it's a whole lot of fun. I also work first camera occasionally whenever I'm not in front of it. We had shot, and I'm not going to give too much away, that scene. You remember the Prismatica? You remember?
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to tell you what goes down in the scene because you got to watch the episode. But I was there, and I was basically just a second set of eyes. I wasn't in the episode, but I was a second set of eyes to make sure we weren't getting any reflections and things because it was this huge, beautiful, moving glass installation art.
It was really pretty.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. And then and that was one of the days where it was just like, okay, all right. And I'm the one wearing regular clothes. She's completely in costume, as well as our other actress and actor who were in that scene, and you had to be feeling it. But
oh my God, I was so hot. And not in a fun way.
I was gonna say you're always hot.
It was so terrible. I'm like,
but it was so cool because and I don't think the installation is there anymore. So when are you going to get the opportunity to see something like that within a series? And it was just so unique to the location, so unique to Pittsburgh specifically, because they're not to my knowledge, they're not putting that installation anywhere else. And so we had these like spinning multicolored glass like pillars that we were moving around, and we incorporated them into the plot, and it just the whole thing, the final product, like I said, it was blood, sweat, and tears making it, but the final product was absolutely wonderful. And I mean, yeah, and I definitely think it shows, and yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm. Now, in terms of being, superheroes and villains, not only were you on camera, something else happened. There was a comic book.
yes.
So, I gotta ask, Jocelyn, the first time you saw yourself as a comic book character, what was it like?
Oh my God. I like squealed like a 5-year-old. And like I called them and I was just like, oh my God. And my little brother, he's really good friends with one of the local comic book store owners. And like he called me and he was like, sis, get down here. And I'm like, okay, where are you? So I go down there and I'm like, what? And he goes, look. And I'm like, oh my God. Like I honestly, it was like I would turn into a freaking 5-year-old so fast. I couldn't even stop it. There was no getting past it. And I was just super geeked. He like the owner had me sign one.
Oh, that's cool.
And he gave me another one. And like my brother bought one and like we show it to everybody. I'm so excited. Like I ended up buying 2 of them so I could give one to my mom and one to my aunt. And I was like, I'm famous now.
Uh-huh.
It's official,
Let's find you in the book. Let's hold up to the camera real quick.
So I've got. So this is the second one.
Yeah, you're in there.
I am. Yeah, and like I was like, I am.
Can we see that?
Where yeah. Okay.
Right there.
I'll hold it up. We'll do it.
So I'm like.
Oh,
so
there we go.
there
There you are. And look at it. And just looking so cool. And
I know. I was
so
like,
cool and gifted.
oh.
So cool and gifted. You know, just like.
Yeah, just blessed. Let me tell you.
Now, Marisha, what about you? What was it like?
Oh, yeah.
Comic book.
Because I'm a pure comic book nerd to begin with. Like, you know, one of those ones you almost never want to meet in a comic book store. Like I'm legit comic book guy whenever it comes to stuff like, you know, I've caught myself and it's terrible because I know like whenever I was first getting into comic books, I was really young, but yeah, you meet those people who are like, you mean you don't know who Neil Gaiman is?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just, you know, that kind of like, you know, worst adaptation ever. You know, that kind of, I am that level of snotty about it. But so to actually see myself in the comic and the illustration is just so incredibly good. And to see, you know, like, you know, like we were pointing out with her, you know, how gifted I could be.
Indeed.
Physically gifted.
They just bless us.
I just like, you know, you could serve dinner off of them, you know, it was like. But yeah, and also what's also fun is that you know, we get to do stuff that's kind of that's a bit meta whenever we're at like conventions and such. Whenever it comes to the comic, like there's this image that's floating around of our actress Scintilla looking at the comic book as the banner for like Heroineburgh is in the background, and so she's looking at that. She's in costume and she's looking at the comic, and then we got that, and it's so fun to like play with images like that. And then, you know, obviously again, it's like it goes back to that what sold me on the whole idea is like, you know, I'm a fucking superhero. You know what? Yeah, I'm in a comic. You know, it blew me away. I love it.
Yeah, I think that it's, you know, been a lot of fun always watching this continue to grow with no end in sight. There's so many places and things to do, so many stories to tell. And the thing that impresses me the most is that they keep finding cool people to be a part of this. Yeah. Because there's so many people that have been involved in this project since the beginning and throughout. And it's just like, we're really in a city of nerds. It's unbelievable.
Yes, it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
It's like now you could like throw a stone and like meet somebody who's like, oh, I've heard of that. Like, yeah, I'm in that.
And also one thing that's really great too is that it shows how multifaceted the city is. Like, you know, people don't give Pittsburgh enough, unless you are actually living here, people don't necessarily give Pittsburgh enough credit for being this big melting pot that it actually is. And so we get to actually literally and figuratively illustrate that through Heroineburgh,
yeah,
both the comic and the show.